To the graduating class of 2025, teachers, faculty, and guests, good morning. Mr. Lisk, thank you for having me and for your leadership this year. I am honored to speak to you all today. The Shipley School is more to me than a place where you go each day to learn. It's a place to grow, to be seen, to take incredible risks. Each of you has earned this moment with every challenge you overcame, every lesson you absorbed, every time you stepped on the stage or on the field, every setback and every win. Today we celebrate an extraordinary beginning for each and every one of you. Now I'm going to let you in on a little secret, one most of us, even those of us who stand before you as adults, grapple with. It's called imposter syndrome. It's that nagging feeling that you're not quite good enough, that you've somehow faked your way to success. It's the fear that at any moment, someone or something is going to expose you. The whisper in your ear that says, "Do I really belong here? Am I truly ready for what's next?" We've all experienced this, but no one likes to admit it. At 22 years old, I found myself at the bottom of the ladder at the State Department in Washington, a brand new employee working the dreaded overnight shift in the watch office. Usually, nothing happened, except maybe I won a few rounds of solitaire on those old government computers. But one particular night, while I was on duty, terrorists conducted a major attack against the US presence in another country. I walked into the briefing room, and someone handed me a phone, and I had a full-on imposter syndrome freakout when I realized it was President Clinton on the other end asking me for the details. My first thought was to hand the phone to someone, anyone else, a supervisor, a professional briefer, someone with gray hair, my dad. I hesitated long enough that the president asked if I was still on the line. And I realized that no one else was coming. It was up to me. So I went for it. Through the nerves and self-doubt, I answered the president's questions and gave recommendations. And funny, he never asked my age, my gender, what college I went to, or what I got on my history paper. A few years later, I was at the Pentagon, preparing to brief a high-level delegation of Russian officials. Picture it, a room full of seasoned diplomats, all of them men, and me. The youngest, the only woman, the only one not wearing a dark blue suit. And before we started, a couple of them asked me to get them coffee. One grown man wanted me to adjust his chair for him, assuming I was the hired hand. So I dutifully poured the coffee and adjusted that grown man's chair. And then when the meeting began, I walked to the head of the table, looked him in the eye, and started speaking, in Russian just for emphasis. While that insidious whisper of self-doubt was still incredibly loud, and those men made it clear they doubted me too, I ignored it. I stood up, stood out, and spoke up. And here's the truth about imposter syndrome. Almost everyone feels it, especially when you're stepping into a new chapter. You might feel it as you head off to college or into a new job, or even just navigating the next few months. You might look around and think everyone but you has it all figured out. Your peers are off to the races while you're still trying to tie your shoelaces. But I promise you, they're probably feeling it too. It's a sign that you're challenging yourselves and that you're growing, that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. So when that feeling creeps in, acknowledge it. Understand it, but don't let it paralyze you. So how do you combat this sneaky imposter? With two powerful forces, courage and grace. First, courage. It isn't about being fearless. It's about acting in the face of fear. It's about raising your hand even when your voice shakes. It's about applying for that internship even if you think you're underqualified. It's about trying something new, failing, and then trying again. Courage is the antidote when imposter syndrome tries to poison your thoughts. Be courageous in your convictions, courageous in your dreams, and courageous in a pursuit of a life that truly excites you. Don't wait for permission or for that feeling of absolute certainty. You might be waiting forever. Be afraid and do it anyway. Take the leap and trust your instincts. As Brené Brown says, every time we choose courage, we make everyone around us a little better and the world a little braver, and our world could stand to be a little kinder and braver. Courage isn't all it takes, though. We also need grace, which is often overlooked, but just as vital. Grace is the kindness you extend to yourself and others when things don't go as planned. It's the understanding that you are human, that you will make mistakes, and that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities to learn. It's the ability to forgive yourself for not being perfect, for having all the answers, and for needing help sometimes. Give yourself the grace to stumble, to learn, and to grow. Give it to others when they do the same. Don't hold anyone to an impossible standard of perfection. We are works in progress, and that is a beautiful thing. Even those who we regard as perfect, as experts in their field, or at the top of their profession feel this. The singer Adele, the amazing Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka, LeBron James, all publicly speak out about maintaining grace, especially under pressure, and giving yourself the latitude to try, mess up, and try again. And you, class of 2025, are lucky because Shipley trained you to do just that. Every time your seed teacher taught you to be an upstander, every time you were asked to recite the Shipley motto, courage for the deed, grace for the doing, or help a new student find their way around campus, you were given the tools to practice courage and grace in the real world. These experiences have equipped you with the resilience and empathy needed to navigate college, careers, and beyond. As you step into new environments, remember that these lessons in courage and grace will guide you through uncertainties and opportunities alike. Imposter syndrome be damned. As you step out from these halls, know that the world is waiting for you. It's a world that needs your unique talents, your fresh perspectives, and your courageous spirits. You've learned so much here, not just from textbooks and dedicated teachers, but from each other. You've navigated friendships, overcome challenges, and discovered strengths you didn't even know you possessed. You don't need gray hair and a dark blue suit to do it either. So go forth with courage, chase your passions, speak your mind, stand up for what you believe in, and go forth with grace. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, be patient with your journeys, and remember that every step, even the missteps, is part of your incredible story. Congratulations, class of 2025. The future is yours. Now go out and embrace it.